Welcome, my Kali Warriors. Today we're diving into 3 dynamic stick fighting drills from Filipino Martial Arts. I'm Tom, head Kali Center coach here. Some of you have seen me on this channel before in other videos, and some of you are training with me inside of our online school. Grab your Kali stick. Welcome to Single Stick Mastery. Let's get started. Our first drill is the broken and fluid X striking from Filipino Martial Arts. This is the 2 of the 3 striking energies that Filipino Martial Arts has to offer. A broken strike, which hits the center and retracts, and a fluid strike, which crosses the center, going across to the opposite side. Both here are important, which is why we're combining them into our first drill. Let's break this down together. First, we're going to blade the body, profile the body. First strike is a broken number 1 on top. We retract this, and we strike a fluid crossing the center. We strike a broken number 2, a backhand. We bring it back, and we strike a fluid backhand number 2. Broken, fluid, broken, fluid, broken, fluid, broken, and fluid. Let's look at a few key pointers here that we're going to get the most out of our broken and fluid X striking. First is to blade the body. Make sure we're profiled. We don't want to be square here when we're coming out because we're not going to have any mobility or ability to really rotate with a lot of control. So we want to blade the body first and foremost. Second thing we want to do is pull the strike. Even when we're hitting the broken striking, we want to pull the strike back. We want to pull the strike through on our fluids. So we don't want to push the strike like we're kind of just trying to jab this out and get our little shots in. We want to pull this and get this back to a high position so we have a lot of power and speed in our Kali stick fighting striking. The last one I'm going to recommend is not just pulling the hand back, but also rotating the hips and shoulders. This is kind of a given when it comes to blading the body, but a lot of times with broken striking, it's done with just the arm. There's times for short manipulations where you're going into little jabs, but let's get the full strike right now. That way we can really get the most power out of our striking. So when we rotate, we blade the body, we pull the hand all the way back, and we want to pull that, and we want to make sure we're retracting the strike, we're rotating the hips and shoulders. We can slow this down. I'll give you a side profile so you can see it. Let's do this together right now. Broken, fluid, broken, fluid, broken, fluid, broken, fluid. And then once you get the hang of it, start to decrease that transition time. Broken, fluid, broken, fluid. Still dialing in the key pointers of blading the body, rotating the hips and shoulders, and pulling the strike. Let's take a look at drill number 2. Next up we have the whip. The whip is that full auto type of striking that is going to be assisted with a power number 1. The real important thing here is, yes, we are doing speed striking here, but that doesn't mean we want to have the weapon be controlling where we're going and what we're doing. We need to be in control of the weapon. We need to be in control of connecting the weapon and the body together. Let's break the whip down. It's technically 4 strikes, but let's break it down nice and slow, and then we can start to speed it up and really get the most power out of it. So from the top, we have the downward diagonal number 1. Same like we did on the fluid X. We drop that fluid 1. Now we fold this over and we go into the whip, which is going to be 1, 2, 3. We bring it back up. Downward 1. 1, 2, 3 on the whip. And we bring it back. 1, 2, 3, and back up. You're going to notice something on the specifics of the whip. The whip, the hand, the wrist is breaking in the center. So this is that speed striking assisted with that power 1 into that rapid full auto striking. So let's go through some key pointers here with the whip. We already know to rotate the hips and shoulders from our previous X striking. We're going to bring that with us. So after we strike the power 1, we're going to fold this over into the closed position, and the whip, the wrist breaks in the center. So as we get the rhythm of it, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and back up. Power 1, 1, 2, 3, back up. Power 1, 1, 2, 3, back up. So get the rhythm of the whip That way you can get that bop, 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 boom, bop, 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 boom. You can get that rhythm of that very fast and powerful follow-up. Next thing I'm going to recommend on the whip, have a target in mind. So when you have the power one, you can simulate this in your solo training, in your Kali solo training, where you can have that power one that might be going to the hand, and then you follow up with the whip. That might be going right up to the eyes, and then you follow up with the whip. That might be going down to the elbow, and then I want to follow up with the whip and come back up. The whip is extremely powerful for follow-ups. It's a way to get somebody off of you and then coming back with power on that power one. Let's recap. We get the whip, break the wrist in the center. We have the rotation, and then we want to have a target in mind for the whip. We don't want to just randomly throw the whip kind of whatever. We got to have the intention in our Kali stick fighting training. So we throw the power one, boom, I'm going right up to the eyes. Boom, I go down the hand, now I'm going to the elbow. Going down to the knee, and I'm going right through the center on that whip. So train the whip diligently, create the control with it, so don't let the stick, don't let the weapon decide where you're gonna go. Keep that wrist nice and tight in the center, breaking over, and you'll get the whip in no time. Hey, before we get into drill number 3, I want to make sure to remind you after we're done training today to head over to KaliCenter.com and check out our online school. We have tons of video content from on-demand training, one-on-one video coaching with custom training plans designed for you to elevate your Kali skills, and monthly live stream classes with the playbacks, meaning if you can't make it, you've got a video library of Kali classes to up your skills. Try it out for a month or two, watch your Kali skills elevate, check that out. The link is in the description below this video. Let's get into drill number 3. All right, my friends, abanicos or watiks in some styles of arnis it's called. We're gonna look at these using the entire body, engaging energy from the center out the end of the weapon. From the top, we start in this high position just like we have in the previous 2 drills. We come out, we rotate the hips and shoulders. First watik, second watik. We load this, setting up for the third watik, and we drop the elbow on that vertical, and we recover. 1, 2, 3, recover. 1, 2, 3, recover. 1, 2, 3, and recover. Let's take a look at some key points here to get the most engagement and the most power out of these flicking, jabbing type of strikes. Because they don't look like a whole lot until you start making impact. Either in sparring, you drop that on somebody's hand, you start using this on impact training on a tire stack or a heavy bag, and you're gonna see how much potential you have to generate a lot of power. So from the top, we must get a snap in the hips on the hip and shoulder rotation. We have to get a snap in the hips. So we snap the hips over twice. That's the first one. Make sure the hips are rotating. If they don't, it's likely you're gonna miss that second watik and just go into the third one, and then you're not gonna get everything that you want. So you wanna go into this, you go 1, 2, snap the hips over. Second key point, we wanna load this and touch the humerus. Another reason being is if you miss this and just bring this down to third watik, this is bringing the stick back into yourself. Don't do that. The weapon goes forward to your opponent. So first one, snap the hips over. Load the strike. Finally, on the third watik, we're going to drop the elbow. Again, speed striking, these flicking type of strikes, these jabbing type of strikes are important. But we want to get the full power out of this. So on that third watik, we start from the top. 1, 2, we load that, and 3, we want to drop that elbow and get that retraction and get that power. So from the top, rotate the hips, get the snap in the hips off of the first 2 watiks. From here, we load this, then we drop the elbow on that third watik, and we recover it back. 1, 2, 3, recover. 1, 2, 3, recover. 2, 3, recover. You focus on these key points, and you train diligently, you're gonna be developing power on your watiks in no time. There you have it, Kali Warriors. 3 single stick drills to get you moving your Kali stick more dynamically. Practice these with dedication, and you'll not only get better at the techniques, but you'll also embody the spirit of Kali. I'm Tom, head coach here at Kali Center. Thanks for training. Make sure to keep training, keep the flame alive, and embrace the artistry of Kali. We'll see you in the next one.